Greetings, Mavericks and new viewers. Tonight, direct and live from the Maverick News Network World Studios. This is Maverick News with Rick Walker.
We are back with the encore performance, part 2 of Maverick News tonight. Premature ending to the broadcast earlier because of some technical problems, but we're back, and that's because I promised to give you guys an opportunity to join the conversation with the call-in portion of the program, and we are going to be talking primarily about the Chris Barber, Tamara Lich sentencing hearing, which begins tomorrow. And if you'd like to join the conversation, you can do that by calling in tonight at this number. Okay, Mavericks, it's call-in time. Join the conversation. Call 1-647-734-4220. Then enter the PIN number 860-075-764, followed by the pound sign. Exercise your right to free speech. Call 1-647-734-4220. Then enter the PIN number 860-075-764, followed by the pound sign. Call 1-647-734-4220. Then enter the PIN number 860-075-764, followed by the pound sign. Maverick News. Call now. The world is watching and listening to you. Okay, here's the number to call. I'll put it up on the screen for you as well. Let me get that on the ticker on the bottom of the screen. Scrolling. You can join by phone at 1-647-734-4220. That's 1-647-734-4220. And then punch in that PIN number, 860-075-764, followed by the pound sign. I'll leave that up on the bottom of the screen so you guys can call in and join. And if you need to refer to that number, it's right there, front and center for you. So I am also looking for my notes, which also disappeared when the entire system crashed a little earlier. So give me just a moment. I'm going to run another little promo transition-y thing here. And on the other side, we'll start resuming our coverage of today's top news stories, and you can call in and join the conversation. Stay with me.
Maverick News. The world is watching.
I'm back, and I'm not going to rehash the stories that we've already touched on in our previous broadcast, so I'll just continue on sort of where I left off. with the other stories of the day. And again, you can join the conversation at 1-647-734-4220 and then punch in the PIN number at 860-075-764. So I'm sure that by now most of you are aware that rock legend Ozzy Osbourne passed away today. The iconic frontman of Black Sabbath passed away this morning at 76, confirmed by his family. He was known as the Prince of Darkness. Osbourne's death comes weeks after a triumphant final concert with Black Sabbath in Birmingham. That was on July 5th. His career was marked by controversy with his dark lyrics and theatrical antics, like biting the head off a bat on stage in 1982, fueling accusations of Satanism from religious groups. This has always perplexed me. He seems to be popular within even the MAGA circles. And even conservatives seem to like Ozzy Osbourne, which I find kind of counterintuitive, given that a lot of those folks are Christian and seem to value what you would call traditional values. Some people, though, especially some Christian conservatives, claim his music glorified the occult, citing songs like Mr. Crowley and Black Sabbath's inverted cross imagery. But he always denied those allegations, identifying as a Christian himself and a member of the Church of England, stating in 1992 to the New York Times, he said, quote, "I'm not a Satanist, never have been." Surprisingly, Osbourne garnered appeal among some MAGA supporters, though many of whom are devout Christians. And it doesn't take much to get people upset. I'll tell you, when we did that show, boy, it'd be 2 Christmases ago, and we were talking about satanic imagery and in pop culture, and a lot of people got really upset with me just because I was talking about it. But it's an issue, and how are you supposed to deal with the issue unless you actually talk about it, which is what I'm doing here now. And ironically, some of the people who got upset with me for talking about it, I think, are Ozzy Osbourne fans. In fact, I'm sure a few people have messaged me about it today, saying, "Oh, rest in peace, love you, Ozzy." Are some of the same people who are upset that we did the story or the coverage of the satanic imagery in pop culture, including music and especially fashion. Very prominent there. So yeah, we already touched on the Epstein stuff. I'm tired of talking about it, but it's not going away. And I'm tired of saying that it's not going away. But it's not going away. So also, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is calling for changes to Canada's election laws, as over 150 candidates have registered to run against him in the upcoming Battle River Crowfoot by-election in Alberta, set for August 18th. In a letter to House Leader Stephen McKinnon, Poilievre described the situation as a scam. Poilievre described the situation, as I say, as a scam orchestrated by the Longest Ballot Committee, an electoral reform group aiming to flood the ballot with independent candidates to protest the first past the post system. Poilievre, who lost his Carleton seat back in April's federal election, has suggested raising the nomination signature requirement to 0.5% of a riding's population and limiting electors to signing one nomination form. As of today, actually, it's not 150 anymore. I'm seeing here that it's up to 169 candidates registered, surpassing the previous record of 91 set in Carleton. The group's actions have sparked a debate, with some, like independent candidate Bonnie Critchley, criticizing the tactic as legalized election interference that confuses voters. The Liberal government has not yet responded to Poilievre's call for action. Also, Polyev, joined by several MPs publicly supporting Freedom Convoy organizers Tamara Lich and Chris Barber ahead of their sentencing tomorrow in Ottawa, which is what the call-in show is supposed to be about tonight. But I think we may have lost a lot of our audience because of the system crashing about an hour ago and then not getting back on the air as quickly as we needed to. So I think a lot of people maybe think we're not on tonight. Lich and Barber were convicted of mischief in April for their actions on the streets of Ottawa during the 3-week Freedom Convoy protest in 2022. Barber also guilty of counseling others to defy a court order. Polyev posted on X calling the Crown's reported push for 7 and 8 year sentences disproportionate compared to lighter penalties for violent offenders, alleging political motives. Deputy Leader Melissa Landsman labeled it political vengeance. Saskatchewan MP Jeremy Patzer echoed this, comparing the case to a lenient sentence for a sex-related crime. These statements follow pressure from many right-wing influencers, including, we've got our first caller on the line here. Let's see who we have. Okay, who's on the line with me?
Rick, it's Lori. How are you tonight?
Oh, I'm crippled because of technical
Ouch.
things, but I'm hobbling along and I'm trying to get my legs back. Thanks for calling in.
Well, get to her there, buddy. No, I just wanted to chirp in here tonight, and it sounds to me like what we have with Mr. Polyev is some kind of water flailing here to be relevant.
Yeah,
we're getting a lot of Carney. We're getting a lot of Doug Ford. We're seeing Danielle Smith. We're seeing Scott Moe on there, and everybody seems to be getting along quite nicely at this stage of the game. So it's got to be tough to kind of get yourself any space on the television at this point in time.
you know, I have a little bit of a different take on Polyev and these other conservative MPs coming out and voicing support for Lich and Barber. And my take on this is that they should not be doing that because, let me put it to you this way. See, Carney came out and said that that Lich and Barber should get the maximum sentence possible. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's I think he almost has to come out and say that. Now, I'm not sure that I actually believe that the chief prosecutor is asking for.
See, let me stop for a second. Let me stop for a second. Yeah. I made that up. He didn't say that. He did not say that.
Okay, you got me, Rick.
Yeah, I know. I didn't mean to trick you. I'm truly just trying to make a point. Who else is on the line with us?
That's Dragon, and he's going to make a point saying that what you're saying is basically that you have two guys being in jail for political reason.
What I'm saying is it's inappropriate for a political leader, especially the leader of, the official opposition or certainly the prime minister, should not be exerting influence or pressure on any court case. You politicians, especially if they're in power, if they're elected, they should be staying out, not commenting, to try to influence any kind of court case at all, because then it politicizes things. It undermines the integrity of our legal system. We don't have what they have in the United States with the president, who can just say, I don't care if you killed 7 people and you stole $700 billion and armed some terrorists in a faraway land. I hereby pardon you. We don't have that here. We don't have pardoning. Our system doesn't work that way. We don't have that kind of political influence or pressure that can be brought to bear inside the legal system. And that's important. It needs to operate separate. So when I see any political leader, I just made the comment about Carney because I'm pretty sure that as soon as I said that, there were probably heads blowing up in the chat with people like, Carney can't say something like that. That could you imagine if Justin Trudeau, when he was in power, had said something like, I want all those Freedom Convoy protesters to serve life in prison? People would not accept it. So how is it okay for Poilievre or any conservative MP then to weigh in on this and say, this is way too much. They should just let him go or give him house arrest or whatever they're saying. It's inappropriate. They should just not be involved.
Well, what you got there, Rick, as I say, he's looking for some kind of, he wants to be relative some way at some point in time here now. And I mean, you surprised the hell out of me, but why would Carney want to go there when he's got bigger fish to fry?
Yeah, and he hasn't commented, and I think that's the appropriate thing to do. Is you just stay out of it. You let the judge, you let the lawyers, you let the system deal with the case, whether it's this case or a murder case or any other case. Think back to when Danielle Smith was asked to intervene and get Arthur Pavlovsky off the hook. And she couldn't do it because she doesn't have the power, nor should she even be commenting on it, really. And she got into hot water over it, right? Appropriately so, if she's kind of getting too close to the case. It's inappropriate in our system for any politician to even be commenting on it at this stage in the game, in my opinion.
Well, you know what? I was looking on X after you called me, and I was looking into it, and I've seen no Liberal MP making any statement or any other party MPs doing any statement about the conviction of Tamara Lich and Chris Barber. So basically, the only one who did some comment on that publicly was some conservative MP.
Yes. So why is that? Maybe it's because you see, it is actually considered to be improper for certainly an elected member of parliament to be weighing in this. Again, we lost our signal. I'm sorry, guys. We're back, though, I think.
Yep, I can see you. Oh, no.
Yeah, I see it. We're back.
Okay, we're back. I don't know what's going on with this computer system. It's like something has taken a hold of it. So hopefully we can stay on the air long enough to give something of value to people tonight. But I don't know. What do you guys think is what's your take on that?
Well, no, the politicians need to stay clear. And I mean, that's always the way it's been, is to stay the hell right out of the justice system whatsoever. That's the reason we have a justice system that's separate from politics.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's important. You get too much politics in play. I mean, there's always some degree of politics. And I think we're back again. I'm sorry that it's doing this. I do not know why. Okay, we're back. You know, you have judges appointed by
I must be under just a little bit of a delay here, that's all.
Yeah, well, the video is like coming right out of the system. I have to bring it back up. Anyway, we'll just keep going and hope that it works. You know, you have the prime minister can appoint, people within the justice system judges, things of that nature. But at the end of the day, it has to be hands off when it comes to actual cases.
Yeah, well, because at the end of the day, also what you get is that you take the matter into a politic matter, and it's becoming, I think, maybe one of the first thing in our lifetime where we have something, I would say, akin to, well, certain political treason, or maybe not treason, but it it's an interference of our politics into a politic protest. So
Yeah.
I don't understand your point there, Dragon. Maybe you can explain that a little clearer.
well, what I mean is that normally when you have a protest of that scale, you don't have much of an intervention from our politics and making statement like what we have. And basically, it's also a precedented or a first precedent that we have right now, that we have two guys being accused of mischief, and I think four others judgment to brought that for 8 years of imprisonment. So yeah, that's a huge one.
They've been convicted in a court of law.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They were
By the
judged
Crown.
by jury, as far as I know. Was it not a jury trial, Rick?
No, I think it was just a judge. I'll have to check.
Yeah, it was the Crown.
Well, the Crown's the prosecution. I don't know if it was. I don't think it was by jury. I think it was just by a judge. I will find.
But I mean, Dragon, the protest was basically a political protest, and what the convoy did not understand is they did not understand go home, and that's when you got yourself into a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when where people were charged, and apparently they've been convicted, as far as I know.
Yeah, they were convicted back in April on the mischief charges, which and counseling people to defy a court order is the other charge that Barber was convicted on. It was just by judge, not by jury. But yeah, they were absolutely found guilty, Lori, and you're quite right. They were told clear out of here, and they didn't. And that, you see, that's the thing. These mischief charges, they're seen by people as being minor, right? Oh, they're just charged with mischief. In reality, mischief covers a lot of different things, right up to the point where it's like you're just engaging in mischief to cause all kinds of chaos and havoc within society. So mischief can actually be a very serious thing, which is why the range of sentencing is so wide. And originally back in April, we were told the Crown was going to seek 2 years. As of yesterday, though, we're told they're now looking for 7, maybe 8 years each for these two people. And I'm not even sure if that's accurate, because as I said earlier in the last broadcast, this is unprecedented. I've never seen a case where a defendant gets a hold of, well, first of all, it's very unusual for the Crown to be filing paperwork outlining what they're going to look for in sentencing just 2 days before a sentencing hearing. Normally that's done much, much earlier, which makes me really wonder about the authenticity or the accuracy of what was shown yesterday in the document that Tamara Lich put up on social media. But the JCCF, I guess, released that information as well. There must be some credibility behind it. It just is very, very unusual, not only for it to be filed so late, but also for a defendant. I can't ever think of anybody ever doing that, to get the document and then put it up on social media or make it public in some way. I've seen controversial cases in the past. I think that the David Milgaard case was one where the media put out some court documents. That was a long time ago. but ahead of sentencing. But in a case like this, I've never seen anything like it. And it's very clear to me that the reason that that's happening is because of politics.
Well, I have a hard time. I have a hard time understanding, unless she didn't consult her lawyer. I can't see why the lawyer would let her release something like that.
Yeah, if normally a lawyer would not do that, but I mean, it looks like the JCCF actually put those documents out or made them available, and then she posted it on her social media page. But this is all about politics, man. And the JCCF is a political legal organization. It's not just like a legal firm, it's a political legal firm. You have to, you have to think of it like that too. So they have a political motive behind it. Plus, what people don't realize is there is U.S. money that seems to be flowing into the JCCF and supporting them for whatever that's.
Well, we know there was U.S. money flowing in right from the very start, and will we ever get to the bottom of that? I certainly hope so, but it's probably still flowing in now, and it's doing a whole bunch of things, affecting a whole lot of things. Is it helping to fuel the separatist movement in Alberta? I wouldn't be at all surprised. I don't know.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to start connecting dots, does it?
No.
Yeah, we know that Tamara
From there,
Lich,
we see them all aligned.
Well, I'm going to sign off for tonight there, Rick. I just wanted to pass one message on there to Linda there, and I hope she's feeling better and is back to 100% there shortly.
Yes. Well, thank you very, very much, Lori, for calling in and helping out with the call-in portion tonight. I really appreciate it.
Well, hopefully we'll get some more people, especially those in the chat that are voicing their opinions on there, and they need to get on the air here and sound out. So
yeah.
Good night, guys.
All right, take care. All right, let's take a little break, Dragon, and we'll come back on the other side and we'll continue with the conversation. Don't go away.
Sure not.
Maverick News. Fighting for freedom.
We are back. Okay, there we are. And you can call in at 1-647-734-4220. 1-647-734-4220. Hit the PIN number 860-075-764, followed by the pound sign. And that'll get you, and then we'll let you in to the studio. Were you an Ozzy Osbourne fan, Dragon?
Yes.
You were?
I'm an Ozzy Osbourne fan, of course. I've grown up with Ozzy all my life, so yeah, it's kind of heartbreaking to know that he passed. So,
how did you feel about him biting the head off a bat?
That was weird when I learned that, but this is where my curiosity about Ozzy Osbourne took its wing, I think, rather for a good pun. So yeah, I started to look into the history of Black Sabbath and basically his band or his artistic life, because he has one hell of a good life, this guy. A lot of party, love of stuff around, but yeah.
I wasn't
Which
really
thing brought you?
I wasn't really a huge fan or anything. He scares me. He scared me. I found him kind of creepy when I was a kid, and I heard the story about him biting the head off the bat. I thought that guy is nuts. But pretty popular.
Well, you know where actually it came from?
The bat?
Yeah,
game?
the bat story came from, well, I'll give you a little thing. If I do remember well, it was in 87, and don't quote me on the years because I'm not
I think it was
sure, but it
82.
was around
I think it was
87.
82. I think it was 1982.
82?
It was way before
Okay,
88. I know that.
and he did actually took a pigeon next to a producer and chew off his head of the poor pigeon.
Oh,
And
don't tell me
that's
that. Now
where
you're ruining the whole story for me. It was much
that's another story.
the
You should
myth
look it up.
of Ozzy Osbourne. I will. Okay, I'll look it up right now. Really bite the head off a bat? Where did you hear the pigeon story?
I actually, it's something that I read a long time ago. But
says right here, if it's true, that he really did bite the head off a bat. It was in Des Moines, Iowa, in 1982. I was right. The incident occurred when he was performing on his Diary of a Madman tour. So there was this fan, 17 years old. His name was Mark Neal. He threw what claimed was a dead bat onto the stage, which Osbourne took for a rubber toy. No, he knew it was real. Rubber bats, I guess, were thrown on stage commonly, and he thought it was a rubber bat. Anyway, he bit into it only to realize it was real when he felt a warm, gloopy liquid start to flow, and the bat twitched in his mouth. He was then rushed to the hospital after that for rabies shots as a precaution. Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
So, no, he really did do it because he's crazy. Or maybe unknowingly did it. Pretty bizarre.
Maybe he was a follower of Aleister Crowley and the Church of the Golden Dawn.
Well, so are you all jacked up and ready to go? You called and said that you're getting you're eager to participate in our production of War of the Worlds.
Well, yes, I am. And, my camera is always ready to go. So
Yeah.
we'll see what we can find.
Yeah. So if anybody else wants to participate in this, I'm finalizing, the rules and the scripting for everybody that will be involved. And we'll get it all together over the next couple of weeks. And just contact me and I'll let you know kind of what you have to do, what your role will be in this thing. And I think it's going to be fun. I've got some ideas for the script that I'm finalizing here, putting it all together. And I think it'll be entertaining, maybe even funny at times. So I'm looking forward to it. I want to take it seriously enough that it's going to actually be a good production. And we'll do that. Let me just put up the email address where you can send me an email if you want to take part in this. There, you can send an email right there. maverickmultimedia@mail.com. That'll get it done. Drop me a line. You can phone me too if you have my phone number. That's cool. But even if you just email me, I'll get the message, and then I'll get in contact with you. I'll send you the script that you'll need to be aware of, and I'll tell you exactly how we're going to do it. And it'll be the Maverick players and our own little production of War of the Worlds. So I'm really looking forward to
Version 2025.
That's right, the 2025 updated version. It'll be a riot. So anyway, so just a thought there, Dragon. 7-8 years, you think that's appropriate, not appropriate? What do you think?
Well, it's a harsh one. I mean, I was looking at the either precedented or um, the reason why the judge would go to that extent. I can understand that into the mischief and the nuisance of the situation by causing disruption and so on. Um, it could have resulted into probably some people hearing whatnot conspiracy they were attracting on the street, right? On their messaging and brought some random people doing some worse thing that did not happen. But even though it's probably a harsh judgment, and I think 8 years, it's too much. Should have been less.
All right. Well, we will find out. I think the hearing tomorrow takes place. I think it'll be a 2-day deal. It's not just going to be one and done. It's spread out over 2 days, as I understand it. So, hearing begins tomorrow in Ottawa. Should wrap up. So, what's tomorrow? Wednesday. So Thursday, and I don't know if we'll get a sentence. Will we? Maybe on Thursday. We'll find out. Maybe.
Yeah.
But the hearing takes place over 2 days. I can't imagine they'll make them wait too long. The judge will probably go out, come back after a period of time, probably already well thought out anyway. After all of this, if they don't have an idea of where they're going with this, but at this point, then they probably should get a different job. All the evidence has been laid out, just final arguments tomorrow, and a plea. Please don't put me in jail for 8 years. That is a long sentence. It certainly is. Even even what's his name there? Paul Champ, the guy with the class action lawsuit. Even he has been online in the last day saying that the 7 or 8 year sentence sought by the Crown is excessive. And he's no fan of Tamara Lich or Chris Barber's. So we'll see how it plays out. But with that, Dragon, you know what we're going to do, my friend, is we're gonna log off because it's getting near the top of the hour, and this whole thing kind of fell apart tonight because of all the technical problems, which again I do apologize for. But it is like something has taken control or has come in and just grabbed a hold of this computer tonight. And it is acting very, very strangely. So I'm going to have to run some antivirus programs on it and figure out if we've been hacked or whatever. But I lost control of all the screens, and I had to shut everything down earlier, and it's still acting a little bit wonky. So there is something here, and I need to make sure that we don't have a security breach on the computer system tonight. I do apologize, everyone, but with that being said, Dragon, back over to you, sir, for a final thought tonight.
Well, keep your eyes peeled. Yeah, guys, keep your eyes peeled, because I think there's something that is coming, and I might make you read and think a lot in the days to come. I'm not saying what yet, but I'm preparing a little something that you might want to read on a Substack.
That's cool. So you're doing some writing. That's good for you. Yeah.
It's good for the mental, and it's good for your health, because in this world, sometimes you need to step back and just enjoy the show sometime. And yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Well, send me the link to your Substack when it's done. I will be sure to subscribe, and we can share the links on here as well. And everybody else will then have the opportunity to subscribe to your Substack as well. So looking forward to that, Dragon. Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you for joining in the call-in portion tonight too, and providing the backup. And thank you to Lori for doing that. And thank you to all you guys for hanging out tonight and participating in the chat and just watching. Please like, share, subscribe. I'll see everybody back here tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern on
the flip side.
hunky-do. Vladimir Putin's making a fool out of you. Once a deal maker, now just a shouter. Used to shake hands, now it's all about power. You turn your back on your friends and your allies too. You betrayed the spirit of the red, white, and blue. Ten man. Donald Trump 1.0 had a plan. Now Donald J. Trump 2.0's a wrecking man. Used to make deals, now you just sneer. Ruling through fear, grinning ear to ear. Canada's not for sale, Greenland ain't yours. Gaza's not a playground, quit making wars. Bluffing and puffing with a wig on tight. Acting like a boss, but you lost the fight. The art of the deal, man, that ship sunk. Now it's all about rage and a nuclear funk. Orange orangutan man, swinging through the world with a heavy hand. Tearing up treaties, slapping on tariffs. Throwing tantrums like a billionaire sheriff. Dial it down, don't stop it, man, you beast, you critter. Ten man. You're fired. No, you're just bananas.
This has been a Maverick Multimedia production.